For years, we have talked about UFO disclosure as though it is entirely a human decision. We wait for presidents, Congress, intelligence agencies, and military officials to decide how much we are allowed to know and when we are allowed to know it. But if a non-human intelligence really is interacting with us, why would humanity be the only participant controlling disclosure?
We know that there are objects or phenomena observed in our airspace, as our witnesses will testify, and also possibly in our oceans. In many cases, we don't know what they are, and this is, of course, why we're discussing UAPs.
I'm afraid of is that we're going to go too fast all of a sudden and not prepare people to what's involved. Because once you say the phenomenon is real, then people will inject their own beliefs.
If Vallée is even partly right, then disclosure may not simply be information moving from a government vault to the public. The phenomenon itself could be participating in the process. And if this really is interaction rather than observation, then there are two participants in this story. That changes the entire idea of disclosure.
I conclude that there's definitely something here. But I think the more interesting conclusion is if something is here, it's likely been here longer than humans have even been civilized. So it really opens the question, and actually it's something that I think Charles Fort actually said, is, Earth is probably somebody else's property.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
This is how we normally imagine disclosure happening. Testimony, hearings, classification reviews, whistleblowers, and government-approved evidence all moving through human institutions. But the phenomenon itself does not appear to respect that institutional structure. Whatever these unresolved objects ultimately are, they are observed first and processed by government systems afterward. This has been going on far longer than the current disclosure cycle. Government investigations stretch back decades and across multiple countries. Whatever the ultimate explanation, the pattern repeatedly produces the same strange result: observation without final resolution. If a genuinely advanced intelligence wanted universal recognition, it presumably would not need permission from Congress. It could make its existence undeniable tomorrow. The fact that this has not happened leaves us with several possibilities. There may be nothing non-human behind these events. We may fundamentally misunderstand what we are observing. Or the ambiguity itself may somehow be part of the interaction. We keep asking when governments will finally disclose what they know, but perhaps another intelligence, if it exists, has been disclosing itself gradually, selectively, and on terms we do not understand. Governments may control documents, hearings, and classified censored data. That does not necessarily mean they control the phenomenon producing those reports in the first place. Maybe disclosure is not an announcement. Maybe it is a process involving two intelligences, and only one of them is sitting in Washington.